Hello, everyone. Thanks for joining us for the media briefing for this Wednesday. Happy Wednesday to you. We've got some interesting topics today, so we're going to go ahead and get started. We're going to first start off with the topic of Car Week. Last year at this time, Car Week was an event that wasn't. But this year is very different, and we're able to bring back this event, which is really important to a lot of areas of Monterey County, but it also has a lot of people interested in knowing how these events happen and what safety procedures are in place for the events. So we're going to start off with Frida Escobar from our Housing and Community Development Department to talk about permitting, and then we're going to move on into code enforcement and safety to kind of get a full look at Car Week this year. Hi, Frida.
Hi, Maya. How is everyone? Hi, my name is Frida Escobar. I'm the permit coordinator here with Housing and Community Development Department. And as Maya indicated, I'm responsible for the initialization of special event permits and then routing them over to the appropriate agencies for approval. What I want to share with the folks online today is a couple of resources that I do have available. I can go ahead and post these on the chat so folks can check them out at their leisure. Let me go ahead and get those up for you. The first one here is the link that I'm going to go ahead and put. This is to the special events page. My contact information is available, as well as some information. At the very bottom, you will see that there's also information on construction, and there's a lot of really good information on there for you. But before I actually pass it over to Joshua, I definitely want to go ahead and share this informational calendar that we have. We've been working with our IT department. It really went over well in 2019, and we've added some special features. This particular calendar will showcase the events for you. If you go ahead and click on it, it might take a little bit to load. It'll identify what is happening in Car Week. We have a special web page specifically for Car Week. You will be able to go onto that website, and it'll indicate what permits are in the works, whether they're within the city limits and or there are in the unincorporated areas, because as we all know, whether they're in the city limits or the unincorporated areas, it still impacts traffic. Another feature with this particular calendar, it'll also showcase, it'll give you a live view of traffic, courtesy of Caltrans. We went ahead and put those links on there for you. So currently we have 7 permits in our permit system going through the routing process. And when you go onto the calendar, it'll give you a detailed list of what those are. On the 3rd Thursday of every month, I chair a special events task force committee where we meet with the organizers. We have the regulatory agencies there at the table who are also available to answer any questions, provide feedback to the organizers as they move through the permit process. And then we also, at the end, will open it up to public comment. Folks are welcome to comment, to ask questions to the organizer, and also the regulatory agencies are also available. Minutes and agenda is also located on the special events website page. At the very bottom, we go ahead and track those. So I know it's a lot of information all at once, so please refer to those links, and I'm available. Please email me or contact me if you have any questions.
Frida, I noticed in the chat the link is not live. At least it isn't over here. Is it live where you are?
Let's see. Yes, let me go ahead and bring it up, and then let me go ahead and put that on there for you.
Because that map was really important to residents, not only to know where the events were, but how to get around them in terms of, boy, I don't want to take that road today.
Absolutely, absolutely. Let's try this. I wanted to try to shorten it for you. That is the special events website. Let me go ahead and link up the actual website, the calendar, which is really, really nice this year. Let me go ahead and get that for you. Apologize for the delay.
Oh, no problem.
It's something that IT, and then this one it might take you a little bit, if you just be patient to load. There's a lot of information, but it's well worth it. And here we go. And if you click on that second map, again, it might take you a bit to load. It's really, really easy. And if you bring it up, I'll quickly go
Actually,
through.
is there a way you could bring it up right now and share your screen for
Sure,
people who are
sure.
on Facebook and YouTube? They may not have the link, and we'll post those links on
Sure,
social media, but give people an opportunity to see what it looks like.
absolutely. I'll go ahead and do that right now. Let's see here. Can everyone see that?
There you go. Yes, it's
Okay.
up.
Okay, so basically this is what you'll get when it comes on. And I know, Maya, we worked with you in 2019. We're hoping to get this up on our main county page. So it starts off with July 21st. Obviously, these are the events that we permitted or that we know about. This is again great information. If you go into August the 21st, this is when we start. Here, it will start Car Week. We have a special spot specifically for Car Week because obviously that week we've got a lot of stuff going on. So I will go ahead and click on that. And here is the schedule right down here. This is one I'm hoping that it loads up pretty quick because it takes, thank goodness. Okay, here we go. So we're starting off with Car Week. And then here you can see what we have actually on schedule. On the 5th, we've got the one here, the 6th, the 7th, the 8th, the 10th, the 12th, it starts picking up. And then here we've got the 11th and then the 12th. But let me just go ahead and bring you down to the map, which is really cool feature. Here it'll show, for example, like on the 10th, when we've got some stuff going on, you'll be able to click on these little tags. It'll tell you exactly what's happening, where it's happening, the times. And if folks are from the public are curious to see, is it permitted? Is it not permitted? Right down here, it'll indicate this one particular one, there's no Monterey County permits required because it's within the city limits. Folks have asked, well, why are you putting county or unincorporated events? Well, we all know that traffic impacts everyone. So we just went ahead and put that out for the folks. If you look at the map, you'll see these little arrows. And if you click on the arrows and you click here for more information, this will give you a live cam as to what the traffic is at that particular road. So that'll help folks decide, well, which event do I want to go to? If it's going to be, yeah, so it's pretty cool.
And this will really help people get around. I mean, we love the events, but we also hate traffic.
Yeah, yeah. And then another cool feature that we have on our website. And I'm sorry, I wasn't planning on doing this, but I think that this will be helpful for folks to know that this is available on our website. We also have a information from our Public Works department that will outline, what traffic project, or excuse me, what construction projects we have in the works, which is really, it's a good thing. So if you look here at a special events, and this is the first link that I sent you, down at the very bottom is my information. Folks want to get a hold of me if they need to speak with me. Email is best. Please use that. Down over here again is our calendar. This is how you reach that calendar that I just showcased. Down at the very bottom is where our minutes and agenda for folks that would like to track along at our monthly special events task force minutes. We're going to be holding Zoom next month. So if you don't have an agenda, or if you would like, please feel free to reach out to myself. I'll make sure that staff gets you on the distribution. And yeah, that's it. And here's some really good resource information for folks that would like to know a little bit more about it.
Thank you so much, Frida. And we just really want to get the word out to people that there are ways to kind of, we love Car Week for many reasons, but there are ways for the locals to get around it while it's happening. And now we'd like to turn to Josh Bowling, who is our Chief of Building Services, who I see is working hard to talk a little bit more about code enforcement during these events. Hi, Josh.
Good morning, everybody. Well, good afternoon, everybody. Joshua Bowling, Housing and Community Development. Code enforcement is a reactive team. We do react when we receive complaints of either unpermitted events or unpermitted tents being used for events. So when we receive a complaint from a customer, constituent, we do our best to get somebody out there that same day to evaluate what's going on. Is it at an appropriate place, and is it permitted? It may or may not be. We don't always know till we get out there based on the information we receive. So we receive the complaint, we go visit the site, get the address, and then confirm if that event is permitted or not. Then we will also evaluate any tents, structures, cooking. We will work with environmental health to address any of those violations, and work on either getting depending if it's an allowed event that may have a tent, we will try to work with the customer to see if we can get them a tent permit, or of course, work on getting that tent taken down until it's permitted. So again, you saw Frida's website. That is a beautiful county website. It's actually the first time I've looked at it in that much detail, and there's a lot of information. And through that, you should be able to determine if the events are permitted or not. And if you have any that you found that are unpermitted, please give us a call and we can work on getting staff out there. So thank you.
Thank you very much. And now from permitting and events to safety, there is a lot of safety involved in events like this. And we're very pleased to have Sergeant Chris Pia from the Highway Patrol to join us today to talk a little bit about the CHP role in Car Week. And Chris, do you need me to, there.
Good afternoon, everybody. Can you hear me?
Sure can. Thanks for joining us.
Great. I also want to second that Frida and her staff did a great job of supplying seen it, and it's going to make our jobs easier to have these resources available. And one thing we always try to tell people when they go to these events, not to follow their GPS, because each event has its own signage and routing to get to the parking lots. And we often have to turn cars around and they simply say we followed our GPS, and we have to deny their entrance and turn them around to the right parking lot or right entrance. So if we can encourage people ahead of time to know where they are going and to follow the signs. And another thing I want to tell everybody is we expect huge traffic this week because it's already August, and traditionally August is the busy month for us for collisions. And if it's hot in the valley, all the beaches are going to be full with it, and just general movement versus our main arteries. We're happy to report that a couple events moved off 68, which will lessen our commute traffic. The Works Reunion at Corral and the Legends both moved off 68 for the Friday. So that's a plus for traffic in that area. And we want to say that we have a zero tolerance this year. We know, in addition to the people who are going to enjoy the events, we get a lot of car clubs come to town that aren't associated so much with events. And with that comes a lot of exhibition of speed. And we get traffic complaints well into the early hours of the evening to our 911 dispatch center of cars racing or doing donuts in intersections. And sometimes we have to go over and provide mutual aid to our smaller partners, the allied agencies in Carmel or Seaside. And so it taps our state resources. We have to send people to those areas. to conduct enforcement. So this year, we are bringing in a second wave of enforcement for the afternoon into the evening hours to address those as it's happening, to address all these car clubs and speeders. So zero tolerance. And that's all I have.
Super. Thanks very much for participating in this. It's really, I think, encouraging for people to know how many agencies are involved in trying to work with an event like this. And it also includes the Monterey County Sheriff's Office, and we have Commander Jason Smith with us to talk about how the Sheriff's Office is going to be working on Car Week. Hi, Commander.
Good morning, everybody. Yes, so again, I will, just like what Sergeant Pia said, we have been working very hard, and I can't thank Frida and her staff for coming up with that awesome program for us that is going to help us all in making it a better week for not only the people that live here, because we all live here too, and have family and friends and things like that that maybe come into the town, but those of us that are hosting and having to ensure the safety and security of all of these events for those that participate. Sergeant Pia was right. When we also think about those that are trying to get to a location, please plan, look at what is out there. And we are also looking at that as well, because we also have day-to-day operations that need to continue, not only with what we are staffing. So essentially, the Sheriff's Office will be staffing the events in the unincorporated area of the county, which are 3 very big events throughout the week. We also have brought in quite a bit, just like we do for our big golf tournaments and things like that. We have asked some of our federal partners to assist us with increased safety precautions. There will be EOD dogs conducting sweeps. There will be additional staffing on site at all of the locations, as well as all of the deputy positions for safety and security. We have collaborated with our counterparts, all of the law enforcement agencies that are directly impacted by Car Week this year much better. Essentially, lessons learned from years in the past, where we identified, we've been meeting for months, identified what some of the things are. And again, what Sergeant Pia said, it's going to be zero tolerance. There, along with CHP, the Sheriff's Office is putting out additional targeted patrols, available units for those people that sometimes cause an issue after the events are generally over, the evening activities and those impacts that it has on not only the unincorporated area, but also some of our cities that are out there. So we're there to provide assistance. Other than that, I feel confident that this year is going to be a great year.
Thanks very much, Commander. And if you guys would stay on the line in case we have some questions afterwards, that would be great. There's also a safety issue with fire, and we're very pleased to have Dorothy Priolo from Monterey County Regional Fire District on the line to talk about how the district is preparing for this event. You don't always think about fire when you think of Car Week, but you do have to think about fire and safety.
Oh, good afternoon, everybody. Thank you for having me. I'm Dorothy Priolo, Deputy Fire Marshal with Monterey County Regional Fire District. So our agency serves the Highway 68 corridor as well as Carmel Valley. So we have a number of events that we serve from the time that the event is announced and planned. We have 2 parts to our levels of service. One is the fire prevention side, where we review the site itself and tent installations, festival layouts and things like that. But we also have an operational prong to that level of service, where depending on the size of the event, number of people or type of event that it may be, we may have extra staffing that is specifically assigned to that event, not only to deal with fire safety matters, but perhaps be ready for medical emergencies. And even if the event is below our threshold where we would require the extra staffing brought in on overtime, then we may be requested by the event organizer to hire back that extra staff to serve the event. So we do take a lot of effort to ensure that the event is safe for the guests that are attending, for the workers that are preparing and operating the event. And then we also want to make sure that the event activities will not adversely affect the level of service to the surrounding areas, the neighborhoods and residents and travelers that are nearby. So we've had a lot of years of experience, even back in the 80s when we had high profile events that made us realize that having almost treating it like an incident ahead of time will help us ensure that if anything does happen, we're very well prepared to deal with it safely while maintaining the level of service to the surrounding areas already. So thank you very much. And I'm always open to questions related to specific events as well as our procedures. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dorothy. And then finally, on the Car Week topic, we have Marnie Flagg with us. She's with the Consumer Health Protection Bureau of the Monterey County Environmental Health Department. And we're having Marnie on to talk about food safety. We've had fire safety, we've had traffic safety, and now Marnie's going to tell us about the environmental health role out at these events. Hi, Marnie.
Hi, thank you very much. I just wanted to express that environmental health is always here to answer any questions that anyone has regarding any events or anything related, and we can also help direct you to other organizations as well. Consumer Health Protection Services permits any event, whether in the unincorporated area of Monterey County or within city jurisdictions, that intends to sell, sample, or give away food to the general public. If you have questions of whether your event is a public or private event, feel free to give our office a call. We also have the definition on our website that has many useful tips and tricks for getting an event permitted with Monterey County Environmental Health. Just want to point out that a Consumer Health Protection Services permit from Environmental Health is a separate permit that's required aside from any other permits that you may need for your event. Our goal is to ensure comprehensive food safety via inspections and guidance on how to operate temporary food facilities. And once again, we're always available for questions, whether you have a private event or a public event, because we have our #1 goal of just making sure that any food served at any event in Monterey County is as safe as it can be.
Thank you very much, Marnie. And thank you all for being on to talk about Car Week. If you would stay on the call, we've got a few other topics that we're going to talk about, and then we'll open it up for questions from our participants. So now we're going to pivot to COVID, and we're going to talk about a town hall that's coming up next week. It's a COVID-19 vaccine for children and youth town hall. And with CDPH releasing guidance for K through 12 schools yesterday, this is a great time. It's never not a good time to talk about COVID vaccine for youth and children. And joining us is Dr. Deneen Gus, who is the Monterey County Superintendent of Schools, and Veronica Aragon, who is a nurse at Natividad Medical Center. And Deneen, Dr. Gus, let me start with you. Tell us a little bit about the timing for this town hall. It seems perfectly timed for the start of school.
Yes, thank you very much for that beautiful introduction. It is the perfect time because, as you all know, we are gearing up to open our schools full-time, 5 days a week, full day in the fall. And we want to make sure that our schools are safe and that all of our students and staff members are healthy and safe and starting the school off right. So we are really thrilled to share with you today that we do have a town hall meeting coming up. This is a partnership between the County Office of Education and Natividad Medical Center. This town hall will really focus on the vaccines for those students 12 to 17. And I do just want to mention right now that the current rate for the 12 to 17-year-old group is about 44% compared to 76 to 81% of those 45 and older. And so it's really critical that we target this particular age group and make sure that we take the time to answer any questions that parents and students may have. We want to make sure that anyone considering a vaccination feels safe and has all of their questions answered. So we're very, very fortunate to have Dr. Melissa Nagal, who will be joining us. She is the Chief of Family Medicine at Natividad, and I'll be moderating the event. And again, our focus is to just make sure that we answer all questions that may be out there. We want to make sure that our children and youth really feel safe and know that vaccines are safe. The event will be held Tuesday, July 20th from 5 to 6 p.m. And the event will be recorded. So anyone who is not able to be there that day at that time can go back and watch the recording. We will also have Spanish translation. So please, anyone who's interested or has questions, send your questions in advance. We can also answer questions that come in the evening of the event. We just want to make sure that we are really responding and making sure that all of our community members know that vaccines are safe, and we really encourage our young people to be sure to get vaccinated so we can open our schools safely. And with that, I'm going to turn it over to Veronica.
Hello, everyone. Good afternoon. My name is Veronica Aragon, and I'm a registered nurse at Natividad Medical Center. I'm also a fellow at with HEAL through UCSF, and I'm happy to be present today, and thank you for your time, and present on information on the COVID vaccine, most importantly for our youth. I'm here, I'm open to questions if you have any specifically for me in regards to the COVID vaccine.
Veronica, while we have you here, let me just ask you a question. What are the things that parents ask you the most about vaccine for their children?
The questions that we hear the most are, is the vaccine safe, right? And in the information that I'm sure all of us have received and that we understand from the CDC and the FDA and all of our governing bodies is that the vaccine is safe. All of the vaccines are safe and they're effective. And as far as children, we know that Pfizer is the vaccine indicated for children 12 and older.
Thank you. And then if you would stay on the line, I just wanted to let people know if they did not see it in the chat, there is a live link to register for the town hall on the 20th. And then we'll also post that live link again on social media for people to find it. Thank you both for being on, but don't leave just yet. So I got word from Dr. Moreno that he is available today for our media briefing. And so he is on the line to give us some updates from public health. Dr. Moreno, are you with us? Well, he was with us. You know, he dropped off. I'm going to give him a chance to come back, and maybe Karen Smith, who's on the call, can give him a call and say that we called his name. But I'd like to go ahead and go on to our last presenter, who's Roxanne Wilson, who's the executive director from the Coalition of Homeless Services Providers, and she's going to share with us some information. There's a great community meeting that's happening tomorrow for people to give input on a 5-year homeless reduction draft. Roxanne, thanks very much for joining us on short notice, and tell us more about how the community can participate in this.
Oh, of course. So the Coalition of Homeless Services Providers is the lead entity for the continuum of care, which is the Lead Me Home continuum of care. We have announced the release of the draft of the 5-year plan to reduce homelessness by 50%. Monterey County Health Department, Monterey County Department of Social Services, San Benito County Health and Human Services, and the City of Salinas all played key roles in overseeing the progression of the planning process, which includes several analyses of our local instance of the homeless crisis, including agency performance, our local housing market, predictive analysis, and also we had several community input sessions from stakeholders, especially those with lived experience. And all of this has taken place over the past year, actually year and a half now. All of the reports are, including the plan and the Zoom link for the community input session, can be found at chsp.org/plan-rewrite. Tomorrow, as mentioned, on Thursday, July 15th, we'll be hosting the final input session on the draft. And we're inviting our community members to participate. Those who are interested in providing input can do so by joining us at the session or by submitting their input via email to plan@chsp.org. The plan is scheduled to be accepted by the Leadership Council and begin implementation on August 4th. So the coalition will also be working with other key partners to host a summit for the electeds of both Monterey and San Benito counties and the jurisdictions within those counties. So I'm going to drop the Zoom link into this chat really quick for anyone who is interested in grabbing it. Homelessness is obviously a huge concern of our community, and it really does take everyone, regardless of your caliber in life, to join in the fight to end homelessness. So I am asking and hoping that all those on the call will not only join themselves, but also share the information with your distribution lists, et cetera, and really, like I said, get everybody to join the fight. We really can reduce homelessness, but it takes all of us to do so. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Roxanne. And unfortunately, Dr. Moreno had to drop off, so we'll try to get him on next week for an update on COVID. And that wraps up all of our presentations for today. I don't have any questions in chat from any of our participants. This would be a good time to ask any questions if there are any. Since I am not seeing any questions, is there, I'm going to throw it out if there's anything any of our presenters want to add in. Since I see a question just came in, so hold that thought if there's anything you guys want to add. This is a question for Dr. Moreno, who I mentioned is not able to join in, had to leave, but I will forward the questions to Dr. Moreno. So back to our presenters. Anything you'd like to add on your topics, because we've got a few minutes, and let's throw out some other good information. Any last thoughts from anyone? Frida.
I have one. Yes, I just want to take this opportunity to thank all our regulatory partners. And as you indicated, Maya, this is a collaborative effort across the board. It's not just HCD and Permit Center. It's health, it's CHP, it's sheriff, it's fire. Public safety is number one on everyone's agenda, mind. And we all are aware that we do have a lot of visitors coming in. So the more we can keep that communication flowing is the best, for all of us concerned. So just a shout out to my regulatory partners. Thank you for all your support, and to the public, we wish everybody a safe car week.
Any other last thoughts? Going, gone. Thanks very much. Thanks everyone for joining us. Really great topics for today. And the next media briefing will be next Wednesday. We'll see you then.
Thank you.